everyone. Alright, what's up? How you been? I'm home, obviously, in case you couldn't tell. I'm in my typical, usual, normal surrounding. So I'm home for spring break, and spring break for us is only a week long, but I am so happy to be home because I've been able to sleep in my own bed. I don't have to wear shower shoes when I shower. I get to see my cat, so everything's just kind of been dandy. Also, quick little side note, yesterday I decided to go to Sephora because it was my birthday last Monday, and I was like, oh my god, I got a present if I go to Sephora, but being at school, there's like a Sephora nowhere near where I am, so therefore I was not able to go get my present. So I walked into Sephora and I'm like, do I have to buy anything, or like do I just kind of get my present? Am I still allowed to get it? They're like, yeah, sure. So I was very happy because it was from Makeup Forever, but not only was I happy that it was from Makeup Forever, but I was also happy because the lipstick sample that I got in it is the exact same dupe for this lipstick, which I am almost out of. This is in the shade Coquette, and it's like a double lipstick thing. That is how much I have of it, and this is like my go-to lipstick because it is perfect for during the day and I love it and it's amazing, and I found it because it came in the Makeup Forever thing, so I get to splurge a lot of money and buy a Makeup Forever lipstick because it's the perfect shade. So now that I'm all randomified, today I'm going to be doing a video that is not beauty related, but it has been requested, and it was requested quite a while ago, but I also wasn't entirely sure how to approach it. So it's basically just going to be like a playlist sort of video, so like the kind of music that I listen to on a daily basis and whatnot. And being in college, I see that my taste in music has kind of been more formed and like shaped into music that I can listen to while doing work and not getting distracted. But then my taste in music ranges anywhere from classical Mozart to like Eminem, like Rap God. Like I can go anywhere in between those two, and that is quite a large gap. But I'm going to list off some bands that I've been listening to, as well as some songs that are just kind of always stuck in my head, which kind of gets a little annoying, but still it's good because they're good and I like them. So starting from the top, the first band that I have been actually obsessed with is Bastille, and you probably know them or have heard of them based on their song Pompeii. And so I became obsessed with that song because in our school we have a radio in our bathroom, and so it like constantly plays music like 24/7. And so every single time that song came on, I was like, wow, I love this song, but I don't know who it's by. And so I kind of like typed in some of the lyrics into Google and found out that it was by Bastille. And then I looked at their other music and I was just like, oh my god, I love them so much. They have a great sound, and it makes me like really happy when I'm at school. So when I'm doing work, if I need like a little stress reliever, I listen to them. But also I use Pandora, and I never used to use Pandora because I'd always have my iPod, but I find that Pandora is just really easy, and I have a wireless speaker that I just kind of listen to it, and I can like skip songs or go to different stations, so it makes me very happy. The next band that I listen to a lot is Imagine Dragons. Guys, I love Imagine Dragons. They have been with me probably since like the summer going into senior year, and I was just kind of like, oh yeah, like they have really good sound, like I really like them. And I find that they're very similar to Bastille, but also I saw them in concert. Oh my god, it was such an amazing concert. It was so good. I loved it so much. So Imagine Dragons, they have a great sound, and it's just like, oh my god, their music makes me so happy. And I think that if music doesn't make you happy, that you should probably stop listening to it, because if you're getting depressed, then it's not a good thing. Like, oh, for example, Lana Del Rey, I love her music, but I feel like when I listen to it too much, I get depressed. Like, it just makes me sad because I think that the music in itself is very, like, heavy. So, I'm the happy person. I don't want to have, like, heavy music around me all the time, especially not when you're in school, because when you're at college, it's just like happiness around me. And I have been listening to American Authors, and I actually just listened to one of their songs on the radio, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then they came up on Pandora, and it was like a whole bunch of their other songs, and I was like, oh, I really like them. So they all have like the very similar sound because I listen to Bastille radio, so all of these people come up under that radio station. Jasmine Thompson, she started out on YouTube, right here where we are, or where I am, or where you are watching me currently, and her voice, there is just something so amazing about her voice because it's not typical at all. Like, it's beautiful. And she did an album, and it was all covers of different people's songs, and I was just like, oh my god, I love it so much. And so yeah, I listen to her all the time, and I have her radio also on my Pandora. Next one is Florence and the Machine. love, love, love Florence and the Machine. Once again, a very unique voice, and just one of the comments that I absolutely love was she used to sing in bars in order to get like people's attention and whatnot, and she goes, now I don't have to sing to get people's attention because people automatically, like, they just wait for her to come on and sing. So I thought that that was awesome, and like I love her, and she's just very quirky, and I love that. Also, Lorde, love Lorde, and I think that is very interesting that all the people that I like, none of them are American, like they're all from yonder, and I'm like, I like it because it's not the typical, like, I love Britney Spears, I love Selena Gomez, I love I love Zendaya. I really like her, actually. I did not think that I was gonna like her, but I really do like her. Like, Replay is stuck in my head all the time. But I do like foreign singers, I think more so than American singers. The next one is Mumford & Sons. Mumford & Sons, I also saw them in concert, and they are absolutely amazing. However, the concert that we went to, you had to stand the entire time, and going to see them, it's not really a standing concert, it's more like you have to sit down and you have to embrace their music because they have a lot of instrumentals and a lot of different instruments that like typical people don't use, but I really like them a lot, and their sound is amazing, and it's just like it moves you, but in a good way. And it's also one of the songs that like I belt, like The Cave. I will be driving and I will just be belting out and people will be staring at me and I'm like, hey, hey. But yeah, they're really good and I really like them a lot, and it's kind of like a family thing where like my parents love them as well. Coldplay. Coldplay has been with me forever, same with Green Day, which is the next one on the list. I absolutely love them, and like I've been following them since they started, and my parents love them, and it was just kind of like I came into it and I was like, wow, like they're really, really good. And they all have kind of a different sound, and like Green Day's sound has really changed from when they started to now, because I remember before, like you couldn't even hear Billie Joe's voice because all like the instruments were like really loud and everything. And now it's just kind of like they've calmed down, but they've gotten such a nice sound to them also. Fall Out Boy, I absolutely love them. I used to listen to them all the time. Under the Cork Tree was like that's my album. I love it. I know every single song on it. I can probably sing every single word to every single song and know every like chord and everything and whatnot, and I love them so much. And then another one that falls into them is Panic at the Disco, and I liked their sound prior to is it 9 in the Afternoon? Is that the name of the song? I think so. But I liked them prior to that album because I thought that their sound was better, and then they kind of like morphed and it kind of sounded more like the Beatles mixed with somebody else. But then I kind of began to appreciate them because I didn't look at them as Panic at the Disco how they used to be. I kind of looked at them as like a new version of Panic at the Disco, and so I kind of appreciated the music then after I looked at it that way, instead of like I'm expecting it to sound like this. Next is One Republic, and at first I was kind of iffy with One Republic, but now they've been coming out with songs and I'm just like, oh my god, I love it, I love this song, I love this song, who sings this? And when I find out it's One Republic, I'm like, oh, okay, that's awesome. And like I said, the radio constantly playing in the bathroom, I hear all these songs and like I'm showering and I'm like, oh my god, I love this song, I wonder who sings it. And so then I type in the words into Google and then they tell me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or it'll come up on Pandora, like a lot of them. All of these people have come up under the Bastille Radio. So if you like these people, then definitely go to Bastille Radio, and then it'll just like, all of these will trickle down. Kind of on like the more heavier, not heavier as far as like instrumentals, but heavier like, oh my god, she actually listens to them. Cage the Elephant. I love them, and my friend, he actually described them as messy, and I was like, yeah, you're right, like they are kind of messy, but it's something, I have to be in a certain mood in order to listen to them, but I love them, and it's just like a very like hardcore kind of like, not really screamo, actually not kind of screamo at all, like there's still like music behind it, but it's like, they're really good. And then if you Google them and then just, I think it's like No One Mourns the Wicked, that one is like, is that that one, or is that from Wicked? Because there's like 2 versions of it. Well, let me Google that right now so that I don't tell you guys to go Google No One Mourns the Wicked and then you're like, oh my god, why am I listening to something from a show? Because I love theater music because I'm a theater kid. Oh, yeah, it's not No One Mourns the Wicked, it's Wicked. It's Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. So that is a really great song. If you guys want to go listen to Wicked too, you can do that too. But it's a really good song, and that one I can kind of listen to all the time, but then some of their other songs, you have to like back up a bit and be like, all right, am I like in the right mood for this? So, yeah, once again, great band, love them. Then we get into the more like rappy side of me. I love Eminem. I absolutely love Eminem. All of his songs, like I could rap through them. Rap God, I have to learn how to rap that because that is just so fast and I'm like, oh my god, teach me. But then again, like Chris Brown also in, I don't know names of songs, I'm horrible. Yellow bottle sip, yellow bottle tripping, yellow Lamborghini, yellow top missing, yup, ladies love me, I'm on my cool J. So that song, whatever that is, I absolutely love the rap part in that, and I'm like, I need to learn how to rap that fast or just talk that fast, because I talk fast as it is, but then that would just be like a new level of like talking super fast. Another station that I love on Pandora is Summer Hits of the 2000s, because all of those songs just make me really happy, and it's kind of like a nostalgic thing. So if you guys are 90s kids, then that is probably the music that you listen to. Backstreet Boys, I still love Backstreet Boys. NSYNC, I was more of a Backstreet Boys girl than an NSYNC girl, so yeah. Britney Spears, still follow her now to today. Sammy Adams, All Night Longer. I love Sammy Adams just because I love all the songs that, like, he's redone songs, but then also a lot of his originals I really like. But All Night Longer is like one of the party anthems at school. So if you go to college, then that'll end up being one of like the songs you're like, yeah, I wanna go all night longer. Jason Derulo, Talk Dirty. I thought it was called International Love for the longest time, and I'm like, oh, it's called Talk Dirty. But I love how it's not actually, like, they don't actually talk dirty, like it's Talk Dirty, and then it goes, and it's kind of like Middle Eastern, which is cool. So he kind of incorporates more than one genre into his music, which I think is really nice. But I do like his music as well, and it's really good for dancing, and I love dancing, so. Then I also love Spanish music, like, even if it's like hardcore Spanish or like not hardcore Spanish, just because I like the whole like merengue and salsa and all that kind of stuff. But then I also like, I love Pitbull. I love whoever sings Danza Kuduro. Like, I absolutely love that song, and that's at the end of Fast and Furious, and that's how I heard it. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with it. And that was kind of like during the summer, my friends and I would blast that in the car and we'd just be like, yeah. I love Martin Garrix's Animals. That is another, like, that's such a club song, but also like EDM, I am starting to have a real appreciation for it just because it's all you hear at college. It's everything I hear all the time, and I was like, oh my god, actually everybody likes country too. And initially I was like, I don't really like country, but now I'm kind of like getting used to country. Then Kesha and Pitbull, Timber, that's another like party anthem at school. And then, okay, if you guys like Panic at the Disco, I have heard these people on Pandora like several times, and I keep thinking it's Panic at the Disco, and it's not. So they're called the Unlikely Candidates, and the lead singer sounds exactly like the lead singer from Panic at the Disco, and I've been like really confused because I'm like, wait a second, you're not, how is this happening? But so that is kind of a little look into my love of music, or like the music that I like. Like I said, I range from anything, and like if you guys have any bands or things that you really like that you're like, oh my god, I can't believe you've never heard of them, or do you like them, please post them in the comments below, because I love finding out new music, and like I don't want to be sheltered. I like to like broaden my horizons and kind of explore. So if you guys have any sort of music, artist, song, anything that you love, please post them down below so that I can check them out. Also, if you guys have any video recommendations or things, let me know, because I'm going to be filming a lot this week so that I can actually like have videos up while I'm at school, because I have 7 weeks of school left and that's it. And then I'm on summer break, and that means more videos then. But I have finals and classes and 20 credits and it's not fun. But I am trying to keep up with my YouTube for you guys, because I love posting videos, and I hope that you guys like watching them. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up on the bottom and turn that little bar green and make my day. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye!